bonito avec ta robe. Hein? Tu es dans les roses. Voilà, voilà. Oh, ça me passe partout.
You dead.
Back. Not touching the Please be seated. Welcome. Before we begin, we'd like to ask that everyone please silence your phones and put them away so that we can be in this moment together. I know these two look amazing, but we'll have lots of photographs to look at and remember. Thank you all so much for making the trip here to celebrate James and Gabi today. It's wonderful to see you all, and I hope that you recognize that each of your journeys here, whether from a different continent or just a stone's throw away, is in no small way what makes this one of the most memorable days of your lives. On behalf of James, Gabi, and myself, thank you again for joining us. I truly can't think of a better venue. Incredible up here on this beautiful mountain for an occasion that is not only monumental for both the bride and the groom, but for all of us who are lucky enough to know them not only as the amazing individuals they are, but as a couple. Just a quick introduction, my name is Derek, and I've been friends with James ever since I invited myself on a camping trip of his after about 5 minutes of chatting with him. For well over a decade, we've been through a lot together. School, a cult, 2 careers. He was even there when I met my wife. Regardless of our adventures together, I was so surprised and honored when James and Gabi asked me to officiate this ceremony. So I'll do my best to keep the office quotes to a minimum and share just how grateful I am to be a part of Gabi and James' ceremony and lives. To be clear, I don't normally invite myself places, but that day when the opportunity to befriend the only other person climbing in jeans presented itself, I took it. Partly because I had never been to Joe's Valley, but mostly I took it because I just had a sense that we were supposed to be friends. And I'm happy to say that I was right. Sometimes even when you barely know someone, you can tell they're going to play an important role in your life. When James and Gabi started dating, it didn't take long before they had that same feeling. Gabi and James, what you've accomplished here today is no small feat. Your journey began well before you sent out the invitation, chose this beautiful venue, or even decided to spend the rest of your lives together. Your journey began the moment you first met. You took the time to learn what makes the other person smile, what makes them laugh, and how to best support them when life is less than simple. Through it all, you've been growing your life together, continuously investing in your future as a couple. Marriages bring difficult days, just as they bring breathtaking ones. And this day is a reminder of what your love has already accomplished. But it shouldn't serve as a final achievement. Instead, it marks the dawn of endless possibilities of what you will continue to accomplish and overcome as your relationship strengthens and deepens in the many years that lay ahead. Remember, a ceremony cannot create your marriage. Only you can do that. Through ongoing love and dedication, through talking and listening, through supporting and believing in one another, and through late nights and laughter, learning to make the important things matter and let the rest be. Be sure to take plenty of mental notes of all the special moments today and every day that follows, so you always have time and fuel to push through the tough times that inevitably arise. Robert Fulghum in his work Union had this to say: "You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks, all of those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will, all those late night talks that included someday and somehow and maybe, and all the unspoken promises that are matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we've promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been so many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher. For you've learned much from one another in these past years. Shortly you shall say a few words that take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same. For after today you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. Before we cross that threshold, however, we have some formal proceedings to address. Throughout your relationship, I hope you'll think back on these words and remember to strive. You may falter in the day-to-day, but if you strive to keep the vows you share with one another and the ones you're about to take in a moment, strive to keep them not because of any outside expectations or civic duties, but out of a desire to love and be loved by one another fully, without limitation. You'll establish a waypoint by which to orient yourselves in the direction of your growth, your happiness, and your life.
Here we go.
Gabrielle, do you take James to be your lawfully wedded husband and promise to do your best each day to love, honor, and trust him as you strive to create a life together?
I do.
And James, do you take Gabrielle to be your lawfully wedded wife and promise to do your best each day to love, honor, and trust her as you strive to create a life together?
I do.
I will now ask you to seal the vows you share with each other by the giving and receiving of rings. A ring is an infinite shape without beginning or end, but these rings had a beginning. The metal was mined, smelted, forged, and shaped, and something precious was created from raw materials and hard work. Love, too, has a humble beginning and is formed by imperfect beings into something beautiful.
My beads are. Oh, God.
Gabi, as you place the ring on James' finger, please repeat after me.
I, Gabrielle,
Take thee, James, to be my husband,
take thee, James, to be my husband,
to have and to hold, in sickness and in health,
in health,
for richer or for poorer,
in
joy and sorrow,
and
and I promise my love to you. And with this ring, I take you as my husband for as long as we both shall live.
And with this ring, I take you as my husband for as long as we
eventually
shall live.
James, as you place the ring on Gabi's finger, I, James, take thee, Gabrielle,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer, in joy and sorrow, and I promise my love to you. And with this ring, I take you as my wife.
For as long as we shall both live.
By the power vested in me by the universallifechurch.com, I now pronounce you husband and wife. So, it's my honor to present to all of you the newlyweds. Thank you all again. If I could ask the family to stay around for photographs, that would be great. And anyone that needs